Because obviously this is a subject which is a more considerable landmine than many others as an issue. I think that one of the most important ground rules is this. You have to say, stop equating speech and violence. Stop saying, in all of this stuff, we need to find a way to think out loud. Okay? In a group like you're describing, or any other group, we have to find a way to think out loud and to try stuff out. Sometimes it will be wrong, often it'll be right, and so on, but we have to be able to have that ability. And one of the things that's stopping it is this endless equation of a thought that you've had and have voiced with the most extreme act of violence. So, for instance, if you say X, it's people like you that are the reason why so many of these people are killing themselves. You can't have any conversation if a part of the answer is being presented in that way. And I suppose just to see the people who are doing that as just using another tactic in order to win a particular sectional point. But allowing words to be words again is the beginning of some kind of solution.
Yeah, very quickly, there's something I said about that, because on the niqab debate, they were saying that Boris shouldn't have said what he said because it will encourage hate crime against Muslim women in niqabs. Now, I'm often repeat this mantra that I came up with, that no idea is above scrutiny and no person should be beneath dignity. And I'm all for protecting the dignity of the woman inside the veil while criticizing and even mocking the fact that she has to cover her face because somehow her beauty needs to be kept wrapped up like a sweet, which is the analogy often given in mosques. Now, if you follow this principle that you can't say something because it encourages hate crime against the person you're speaking about, you can't be critical of their ideas, you could apply it both ways. So I said that I put up a status, and it's like, if we can't speak about Muslim fundamentalism because it can be used, our critique of Muslim fundamentalism can be used to encourage hate crime against Muslims, then let's not also speak about anti-Muslim bigotry, because jihadists use that to recruit people to kill non-Muslims. It's a very real thing. Jihadists are killing non-Muslims, and they use Islamophobia, I don't like that phrase, they use Islamophobia as an excuse to recruit people. So likewise, we shouldn't speak about discrimination against Muslims either, because we're encouraging hate crime. And so in the end, what we find is that we can't say anything. We want to just shut up and not speak.
Well, that's the aim.
That is indeed. So I've just got to say, don't allow for anyone to tell you that when discussing ideas, you shouldn't talk about them because what somebody else might do. Of course, everyone's individually responsible. We have to be responsible for how we speak about our own ideas, but not for how other people abuse what we're trying to say. And I'll shut up on this point, which is I'm a bit wary about using the phrase intellectual dark web to describe anything about ourselves. And I'm here because I like these guys. That's pretty much it.
But that's exactly the way they talk on the intellectual dark web.
If I could throw in something super quick.
Eric coined it. I think it's your fault.
Yeah, I'm up for you doing this IDW thing. The simple thing I would say is if you go to an amusement park, you might see a sign that says you have to be this healthy to be on this ride. And so fundamentally, if the issue is going to come out that it's a question of compassion, you have to say, look, you have to be healthy enough in order to come to this meetup in order that you can participate in a discussion. And our compassion for you suggests that if you're not that healthy, we would prefer that you not attend the meeting so that you can care for yourself and hopefully nurse yourself to a point where you can actually handle some ideas that could be precursor to something dangerous. There's no way to avoid having saltpeter in the world because it could be a precursor to black powder. So you're totally within your rights to do that and do it from a position of compassion.
I also just want to point out that we are having a harder time answering that question because of the destruction of the concept of safe space, which should mean a space in which it is safe to take the risks of speaking off the cuff and discovering that your idea isn't as good as you thought or something like that. So safe space has been co-opted to be a space that you are safe from the possibility of offense, which is a space in which you can make no useful progress. But it should be recaptured and turned into a space in which you can take risks, and it is safe enough for you to do that, and that's really, I think, what you're looking to create, and it's a good thing.
And if the question is about how to deal with someone who you're bringing in order to advocate on behalf of minority sexualities, then I think that comes also back to the point that's been made several times about it not necessarily being necessary to be a member of that minority in order to be able to speak cohesively about it or convincingly about it. 1/3 of this panel is gay, and Douglas, you and I would probably agree that you can be a charitable person towards gay people and you can be pro-gay rights without being gay, and the idea that you have to be gay in order to understand how to have compassion and understanding towards LGBT people is crazy.